Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you a story that I read a few weeks ago that really inspired me, so I hope you enjoy it. There's this truck driver up in the Golan Heights that's given this job to pick up some merchandise from down south in Vayeshev. So off he went, and it's a nice long drive from up north to down south. And after he returns, after a really long drive, both there and back, his boss comes out to meet him. Moshiko comes out of the truck with this big smile on his face. So his boss says, "How did it go?" So Moshiko goes, "It was really good. I didn't get any speeding tickets. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't get into any accidents. And there wasn't even that much traffic. I was all good." So his boss is really happy. He goes, "I'm really happy to hear that. And what about the merchandise? How was that?" All of a sudden, Moshiko's smile slowly disappears and says, "Oops, I knew I forgot something." Now, the story is so simple, but basically, we go through life, right? And it's great that if we go through life and we're not doing anything that's bad, and we don't get into any accidents, and we don't do things that we shouldn't, that's a lot to be proud of, right? If we go through a full day of not speaking bad about somebody, that's amazing. And if we go through not doing any averos, that's great. But life isn't only about staying away from the things that we shouldn't do. It's also about looking for what we can achieve on our way. Throughout life, we have different bus stops, we'll call them. And at those bus stops, we have opportunities of getting as much merchandise as possible, right? The mitzvahs. And everybody has different opportunities. Sometimes they're small and sometimes they're big. But to get through life, to just get to the other end, you're going to open up your truck and say, "Oh no, I knew I forgot something." So next time you get into the car, whether it be a real car or a metaphoric car, look around and see what kind of merchandise you can put into the back of your car. Maybe you want to invite a neighbor that's a lone neighbor, an older neighbor that's all by themselves for a Shabbos meal. Maybe it can be just seeing if there's anybody at the bus stop that you know you can give a ride to. Maybe it could be making a meal for somebody in your community that just had a baby. And maybe it could just be calling up somebody that, one of your kids, if you're a teacher, one of your students, or somebody in your family, or somebody that you can give a good word to. Those small things are so big, and we never know how far and what an outcome they can have on a whole different person's look and outlook at that same day. And I wanted to connect it to this week's Parsha, which is Parshat Vayeshev. We learn all about the selling of Mechirat Yosef, right? The brothers wanted to kill him, and then Reuven steps in, and he says, "No, let's put him into the hole." They put him into the pit, and he had really good intentions. Reuven said, "I'm going to come back later, and I'll take him out, and I'll save him." But we also know that he wasn't there. He left the scene of the crime, and he didn't fulfill what he wanted to start and do. Who does? Yehuda. Yehuda steps up, and Yehuda says, "No, I need to be able to save my brother from the beginning to the end." And once he sees an opportunity to take him out of the pit and sell him and save his life, he's known until today as the hero, and not Reuven. Even though Reuven started and he had good intentions, Yehuda's the one that came in and saved the day. And as a result of this one action that Yehuda did, he saved all of humanity, right? Because Yosef got to Mitzrayim, and then there was the starvation, and because of his idea, he saved all of humanity. And that's huge. And he had no idea by doing that one act of kindness to his brother that he would save all of humanity. So remember, when you're thinking, should I do this or I'll push it off for later, you never know how big your schar is, and you also never know the big impact that you're making. So try and go through your day as much as you can by staying away from the accidents, but also remember, stop and pick up as much merchandise as you can. Have a Shabbat Shalom and take care.